Hey everybody, welcome to Real Life Sci-Fi with Wade and Willie. I'm Wade.
Willie.
This is a podcast about the paranormal and contemporary mythology. Join us on patreon.com/reallifesci-fi for access to 2 bonus episodes a week, video feeds, and more. Also visit RealLifeSciFi.show for our links. It's our link tree or whatever they're calling that now. Our link stack. Speaking of Patreon, this episode is brought to you by our Patreon, new friend of Charles Kwan, Michael. Just Michael.
What's
You
up,
can only
man?
assume
Thanks for supporting
it's
us.
the ghost of Michael Jackson, yeah? Oh, wait, is that bad now? Not him. Anyone but him. Michael Tyson. Do you think Mike Tyson would have been as successful if he went by Michael?
Nice punch, Michael.
You're looking really good out there, Michael. Iron Michael. Let's welcome aboard the SSRLSF. It's our good friend. This is his 3rd time, I believe. It's filmmaker Clayton Root. What up, Clay?
Not much. Hey man, glad
What's
to
up,
be
dude?
on your show. I love it.
Oh man, you got real. I'm all over here. I'm doing this. And you're like this. Do you ever go by Clay? Is that weird? Clay?
For me, it's weird. Yeah, I don't like Clay. I like the full.
I don't
Clay.
like it either. Can I call you Root?
Yeah, that's great.
So you've been on the show a couple times before. Remind us, how into these topics are you?
I'm totally into it. Like I myself am not like much of an alien aficionado. Like or consider I just have my thoughts and ideas, but I know that the entire nature of what your show is around belief, and that I'm totally into.
Let's zero in on it. Let's figure out how into each of these topics you are by doing the wow scale.
Are you a Wade or are you a Willie?
The wow scale is a 5-question quiz. It stands for Wade or Willie. At the end of the quiz, you will be given a score anywhere between 0 and 5. If you're more of a 0, you're more of a Wade. If you're more of a 5, you're more of a Willie. Are you ready to be Wade on the wow scale?
Yes.
First question, 3-parter. Do you believe in aliens? If so, have they visited Earth? If so, have they visited Earth in the last 300 years?
The answer is no, and so the other two is no.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, no aliens.
Damn.
When it comes to aliens, my interpretation of that question is another living being. So if there's like a new unique plant on another planet, for me
It
that
counts.
oh,
It
that
counts.
counts. I'm still gonna say no, but like
Good thing you asked.
I get where yeah, I know. I get what you're saying though. Like for you, it counts if they can do something on purpose. I mean, I'm putting your words in your mouth. I'm saying that like you're leaning more towards intelligent, sentient. Yes,
because I don't think a tree has self-awareness, right?
Yes, it does. Yes,
I think it has sentience and self-awareness.
Is
but,
it okay?
But go on. I do, but a lot of people don't.
Well, I disagree with Willie on that point. I don't think it has sentience, but I do think it has self-awareness.
Man, wow.
Only because we did a whole episode where a guy jerked off into a plant and then the plant wanted to marry him, basically.
Oh.
Anytime he ejaculated after that, the plant had reactions to it happening, and he was somewhere else. So there was a connection that was
there's a electronic frequency thing happening between us and plants.
Okay.
Question number 2, do you believe in ghosts?
If the definition of a ghost is you're assuming that we have a sentient life force within us right now.
Yeah.
And then when you die, whatever that life force is goes on clearly without the body.
If that's the definition that you choose, then yes.
And so going with that choice, I will say no ghosts.
Okay.
In terms of it walking around the earth, I do believe like that, from the whole like Christian background, ghosts, it would be like demons appearing as ghosts. And just to kind of like further my sort of like even me talking with you about ghosts, on the last 2 episodes, I talked about ghosts because the first episode, I think I was just like, no, I don't believe in ghosts. The second episode, I had done a Channel 101 show where we went to a haunted picnic table and I didn't see anything, but I
you
in
went to
Griffith
that?
Park?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
The
And you got
haunted.
nothing out of it.
No, the only thing is when I got there, I got a little lightheaded. Oh, that's right. And then the tripod, one of the legs fell off. But here's the deal. That could all be.
Oh, and the battery died. You said, yeah, you talked all about that.
That's right. And then that's right. The battery died or got disconnected, and then we had to. But we just finished the shoot or whatever. And you could argue that those are supernatural things or just practical things. That it could go either way.
Sure.
Here's the deal: if you believe in ghosts, then you think that that's why that happened. If you don't, you just think it's just coincidence.
Yeah.
I want to. For me, I would just err on the side of coincidence. But my friend, he had an iPhone. There's a certain app that you can get because he would just do YouTube videos of him like hunting ghosts. This is a fellow guy I like go to church with, totally believes in ghosts. And he would use the app on his phone to hunt for ghosts. And it was so weird. One of the ghosts knew the definition of his name. His name was Brendan, which means young man or charmed man or king, I think, or something like that. And so the ghost would refer to him as king. And then he went to another place, and what the app was reading the whatever the ghost frequency is, and then it said one of the names of one of the graves that he was around at Hollywood Cemetery. And for me, I was like, oh, that's highly supernaturally coincidental. But then I thought about it, like I got off and thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute, the app could both know his name and then also have GPS programmed in it to where it's like,
yeah, it doesn't have
knows-
to have AI for that simple programming.
Yeah,
Did
you just like
plug in?
program it so it spits out information based on the location that you're at. And then I was like, oh, then it's just an app doing a fun hoax.
I make all my phones call me baby so that I know when it's my phone talking. So no on ghosts.
No on ghosts.
Where are you from?
Originally from Oregon,
No ghost tales growing up?
but there was a graveyard that you could go to in Portland, and it's an optical illusion. It was St. Mary, and when you would get down to the bottom of the graveyard, when you would look up at it, because of the distance, it created an optical illusion to where it looked like her robe was waving back and forth as if she was walking. And this I saw with my own eyes, and it was crazy. I was like, wow. But the guy just took, yep. He just
It's like this. It's like the pencil. It's like the rubber pencil.
It's a statue with distance creates I don't know, like this optical illusion. It's like the red room thing when you look in the mirror.
Yeah.
In the dark, there's a scientific explanation for like the weird thing that you see. It's similar in nature to that.
This might be a psychological you thing. When I look at the mirror in the dark, I just see me, only darker. What do you see? What's happening in your mirror?
If you stare long enough, there's some sort of optical illusion for it.
Question 3, Bigfoot.
Nope. And I'm from Oregon.
Yeah, you're
Still-
from Bigfoot Central.
Yeah.
Man.
Or well,
Yeah,
it's
but
like-
you went to stores. You didn't go to the woods. So I get
Yeah,
it.
you went to stores, man. You went to stores like I don't know, coffee store, fucking carabiner store. What else do they have there?
Pearl Jam store.
yeah.
granola
Well,
store.
it's Seattle, but it's kind of like that.
How to hug a tree store.
Handkerchief store.
That's right. Plaid
Psychics? What about psychics? This is question 4. Psychics.
So psychics, no. Like the ability to legitimately tell the future. I want to say no, and other than God.
Telekinesis?
No. Nope.
This might be new. I don't remember the last time you were on. Do you believe in simulation theory, that we exist in some sort of simulation? And before you answer, I would say that the Bible might count.
Yeah. So if that's the case, yes. So we're in this simulation, and whatever heaven is like the ultimate.
Yeah, we're done with this part.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing.
Yep. And then so we're in the Matrix now, and then we would go to the real world, but the real world apparently is like way better. Or what is it? It's described very esoterically, but it's like all tears get wiped from your eyes is one descriptor if we're looking into biblical texts. And that's
let me ask you this about that biblical text. Wouldn't some people consider crying pleasure?
Yeah, no.
Or
I think the context here is in fact, I think that like the next sentence is there's no pain. I think, man. See, I don't want to be.
no, it's okay. We're not quizzing you. It's fine. Well, basically, you're like,
Yep, there we go. It says there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away.
yeah,
And
but
that's
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Clayton. Before I give you your story, I really want to ask you this because I've been struggling with this.
yeah, struggle.
There's people in this life who we love. However, they have been forced upon us, right? We would never choose to love them, but just through just
Proximity.
through proximity, we've been given these people.
Mm-hmm.
And when they die, sometimes you're kind of like, phew, I don't have to deal with that anymore. And now I have to go to this perfect life and they're back. And they know, and in my mind, they know how relieved I was when they died. And they hold it over me for eternity.
That wasn't
Can
that
I opt out of that? Can I not do that part of heaven?
Theoretically, that's already been opted out for you, apparently. Somehow, some like supernatural way that's unknown to us, like I think that's not going to be part of the equation.
I don't want to name names here, but my dad won't be there.
Problem solved. You don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about, feeling guilty about him being, thought of as an asset
I
for
love
you.
my dad. He's very generous. I don't want to. I don't want to shit talk my dad, but it's one of those relationships. You get it. We all get it.
Yeah.
I just
I'm like,
God. It's exhausting. And the
Yes.
last thing I think about heaven is exhaustion. Right? Like all I want to do is basically my life when I'm in between jobs, where I can just lay around and do anything I want. And I don't have to tell anyone that I love them.
I just want to look at my baseball cards, Jesus. Can I have a minute?
Come
We
on,
have all of
Jesus.
eternity.
I just want to finish A Link to the Past. Can I just do that without my dead relatives showing up and being super needy about my admiration toward them?
You don't have to worry about your dad.
I don't know why there isn't some kind of shorter story about just someone annoying the fuck out of Jesus.
You haven't read the Bible, Willie, because most people annoy Jesus. You're like barely a one. You're a zero. You're basically a zero.
So that means
you
I'm more like
even less than I do.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, interesting. Wow.
But it's a one. But like we have to reconfigure it because Willie doesn't believe in simulation theory, and I kind of led you into believing in simulation theory. But
believe in the biblical simulation theory, and then I believe in the possibility for a simulation theory right now. I mean, I have to. You just have to.
Well, that's a hat on a hat, right? So how would that work?
Biblical simulation theory, yes, based on heaven, and then the actual simulation theory, this simulation that simulation is creating has just the Bible in it for us to have something to believe in, along with the other belief systems. You know what I mean? All belief systems, which is interesting. Even simulation theory itself is its own belief system. This simulation that we're in has all these belief systems, one of which is, Jesus, Christianity in it. But if this is just a simulation and like that, the whole afterlife doesn't even actually exist, that belief system just happens to be in this simulation for something as to have, I guess, belief candy or belief toy.
And that doesn't make you not believe it though?
Oh, no. I believe the possibility for that to be a reality.
If we live in a simulation and they put religion into the simulation for us to believe in something, I'm not saying you believe in this simulation, but you're entertaining it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then how would religion work within that simulation? Because wouldn't that just be something in the simulation that they fed to you? Like, why would you continue to believe it?
Just distraction. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, then why would you believe it though?
Because air quotes, in this simulation, the Christian belief makes a lot of sense. It makes sense as much as it can, because it can only make so much sense because of humans' limited knowledge, which is where this whole belief conversation your whole show comes from. It's like limited knowledge,
limited experience knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you framing it more as a parameter though? Like if I'm playing a video game and I don't know anything about the politics of the video game, and it tells me that this is a God who I worship. And I go, okay, yeah, I worship this God, whatever. I'm playing this guy. But that guy is you. And when you die, you come to, or however you want to put it. Does the religion thing seem like a facade at that point? Or
The religion is a facade if you know that the actual simulation actually exists. If you are actually aware of that.
I get it. So
Yeah.
you entertain the thought that we live in a simulation, and in this simulation you subscribe to these beliefs, knowing that that still doesn't make them bad in your mind, because they couldn't still be worthwhile in this simulation.
Yep. Yeah, that's yep. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Because it could be a theoretical sweet spot even within the simulation. However, as of right now, I actually believe that there could be simulation theory as opposed to the belief that I actually adopt, which
Right.
is the Christian one. And the reason why I have to do that is because I know that I have limited knowledge, and I know that that I have to keep that option. Same with, like, in fact, your whole WoW scale. I have to, even though I know I'm a 0, and it sounds like a Mr. Don't believe anything. I know everything could be true because I know what it means to be human is we all have limited knowledge, and therefore we are all believing. Belief comes in to the space where to fill in the gap of the unknown of your understanding of the entire universe.
Yeah, it's a crutch, right? It's I don't know, so I might as well use this, because why not?
Well, no. Everyone has to believe because you're forced to because of limited knowledge. Meaning, like right now, hey, Wade, do you have a car?
Yes.
Is your car on fire?
I think no.
It could be on fire, but you're exerting belief right now, thinking that it's not on fire.
Yeah, but what if my window was open and I could see my
Oh, if you
car?
could see it, then you have the information that confirms the no.
Okay,
Unless-
wait. What is the analogy?
We can assume that your car's not on fire, but
Well, isn't this just the cat? This is the cat, right? The cat
Yeah.
in the box. What's the box?
yes,
Box cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. Box. I
Uh-huh.
like to call it box cat, and he's way cooler in my version. He's got a knife.
Oh, okay.
Tonight
There we go.
Willie, hit us with the topic.
on Real Life Sci-Fi, mentalists, mental illusionists. Mentalists possess a unique skill set that goes beyond traditional magic tricks, often involving psychological manipulation, suggestion, and observation techniques. Is there a danger to this? Could this present psychological harm? Tonight, let's get into mentalist, illusionist, psychic power. Yes? No? Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi. The mental illusionist, the mentalist, like Darren Brown. He's one of these guys who got someone to become a Manchurian candidate. With a group of people, he's gotten people to throw acid onto people's faces.
That's awesome. I mean, like, what a great use of your psychic abilities. Disfiguring strangers.
Psychic magic as opposed to just magic. Not
Yeah.
the kind of magic where you're just sawing someone in half. You're creating the illusion where it's like, hey, here's the box. And here's a saw. I'm cutting the person in half.
And he's straight up playing with
I'm bumping
the
with
fear
the
and the
term-
power
hang on,
of it.
Hang on. I'm bumping with the term psychic magic because it seems like there is a portmanteau to be made out of that. Sagic? What about Sagic? Psychic magic, we could call it Sagic. And then if
Sagic.
Bob shows up, we'll tell him to get the hell out of here. Bob Sagic. We don't need you. You're not a Sagic.
There's other mentalists out there, and even Chris Angel is considered a mentalist also, but like Darren Brown's specials have really like,
oh shit. Okay, wait. You just reeled me in. This is the guy who did the he convinced the people to jump off the building and shit like that, right? He's English, right? And he's a big deal. He's a big deal in the UK, but we don't really know about him. But you can watch these specials where he just like mind fucks people into
Yeah, dude. He
crazy.
got some
Like they don't know
girl
they're in
to
this
jump
scenario.
to be tied up in a bag and dropped into a little lake, and it's like
What they
it,
don't
it, it
tell you though is they did this like 4 times and it works once, but it's still entertaining.
But yeah, right. That's true. Like the level of accuracy, and then they go with the one that actually worked.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the one time that it actually worked. You know what I mean? And so there's just a certain level of. I mean, there's magicians that like. In fact, I think you can watch like a compilation of magicians just totally like fucking up.
Oh man, that is a great YouTube search that I've not
I
thought
know,
about.
dude.
Oh
I
yeah.
know.
In fact, the one guy, he was just
I've seen a
bullheaded.
few people die, but I haven't seen the fun part of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Wait. I'm sorry. Because Clayton, I really want to talk to you about that. But you've seen people die because of magic tricks?
Yes.
That can't be that.
Couple of them trying to get buried alive, which I don't know why that's a magic trick. Where
Do they
the box
understand that magic tricks it's not real? You got to have like you can't actually die from a magic. Houdini didn't die from a magic trick.
He kind of did. He kind of did.
Him.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
because
Okay,
because he had set up that he could get punched by anyone, but he wasn't ready when the guy punched him.
Right.
I just mean
Darren Brown specifically, I think that he's like the leader in this realm of like, sure, it's not that they're reading your mind, they're like making you choose things,
right?
Yeah,
it's persuasion. It's kind of like this. Because I want to ask about this. It's basically like a cold reading kind of like magic trick, but he makes it. Do you know what I'm talking about, Clayton?
No, but just cold reading is a huge thing to be saying right now. But yes,
it's fucking fascinating to watch. He gives everyone like a card before they walk into the stage. What the fuck is a place called? What's a place called where a show happens?
Just
a
venue.
Venue.
Yeah, the venue.
And at the end of the show, after he's done like a million other cool magic tricks, he goes one by one and tells every single one of them which card they got, which is like in the American school system, all you do is memorize facts. I can't imagine knowing like what 50 people got on their card an hour ago.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
How does he do it? I know it's a trick.
Right. And that's the thing.
Compartmentalizing. It's like, but maybe connecting to your brain in that way too makes it easier for you, but also like opens up a different memory slot. I mean,
just a lot of practice, like an exorbitant amount of practice.
I guess it is a carnival trick in a way, because like my brain could not do that. The fact that you can do that is
no. Your brain can if you practice it.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but I could,
it's too late. We've drinking too much.
You could say that about anything. I could be a weightlifter if I lifted more weights. You know what I mean? And I'm in awe of professional basketball players because they are very good at what they do. I'm under no illusions that I could do that, but I understand that it took a lot of work to get there. And that's what you're saying, right? Like these mentalists, they practice, and then they make it look like magic.
Because of just the probability, it's like how could that be? And there's so many different. It's not just one skill set. I think because not every mentalist does all the skill sets, but they have a whole grocery list of things they do, and they do as many of them as they can train for. For us being film guys, it's like the guy that can edit, the guy that can write, that guy that can do sound. Those are different.
Oh,
things.
You called?
No. But
I can do all of those things.
Well, but all of that going into filmmaking, it's like mentalists. It's like, and the grocery list is telepathy, precognition, extrasensory perception, telekinesis, and then the ability to communicate with the dead.
At what angle are you coming into this? Do you think about these things? Do you study these things? Like you just listed these 4 sort of tenets of a psychic
mentalist.
So here's
mentalist.
This is where this all kind of like came about for me, because I was like, hey, Wade, clearly you're like a writer. And I'm just telling you how you just riddle me this, since we know that you're an amazing writer for an epic TV show.
Among others. But yeah, I mean, I'm basically a genius.
Yeah, so you're a writer genius, but you can even add to your geniusness potentially with mentalist skills. So for me, I was thinking if even the writing itself, I was wondering if in the writing I how I could concoct a recipe to change people's minds. But then I only came across an article that exposed 3 experiments that they had done at Stanford about, and this article was how humans don't believe facts. And it was 3 experiments that they had done, but still, like, obviously I'm talking about that. So I never got an article that was like, hey man, if you write a script this way, you can change a person's mind. Here's the recipe for how you do it.
Right.
In other words, the paradigm shift. You can't do that. However, my search for that, I came across persuasion. Now, it's not writing. You don't persuade people in writing, but you can persuade people with tricks in conversation, because one of the persuasions tricks
But
that
this is, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
AKA manipulation, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yes. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Wade, you're in the room at Netflix. You really want your show to go down. You're in person, not even over Zoom, because
yeah,
Zoom.
so it's basically like 2 roommates and they can't pay their rent, but they go crazy and they do
We
crazy
currently
things.
have a show with 2 people, so we're gonna have to say
Oh, you
that
do?
right now.
Oh, so Clayton, how could that have been better?
So no. Wait, Willie was the producer. You're the guy pitching the show.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Even him saying that, it doesn't matter. With manipulation, you ready for this? Word choice. So it's word choice where so wait, Willie shut it down, but there's still tricks that you can go in with. And granted, some of it's going to be on the fly, but through word choice, you could manipulate him. Let me give you sort of the Darren. Here's the other thing here's the other things the use cases of it, because I was trying to like make it specific to you, to where it's like you're in the pitch meeting.
Yeah.
You do that. Also, you're on the date, right? Manipulate.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then
How do I
also,
get her in bed, baby?
yes. Yep. There's
Ah,
that.
I'm gonna
your
get laid.
dress is
Also-
not
also-
nice.
You're
Oh, I'm
you're
negging you. I'm negging
you're-
the hell out of you.
you're a lawyer.
You better dress better next time.
I'm glad. So you're a lawyer and you need to convince a jury. If these fucking skill sets exist, I wonder if there is a lawyer, because you know how it is. Like when you hear some of these lawyer cases and you're like, I can't fucking believe what 12 people chose X.
Yeah, sure.
But if there is mentalist skill sets that just seem to just like fly under everybody's fucking radar, because it's like this weird little thing in your dad's attic that you talk about, where everyone's like, oh yeah, it's kind of a neat idea, but if like someone's pulling this shit out in court.
Yeah, and are some of these people naturally drawn to jobs where they can persuade people?
Here's my problem with it,
Also,
though.
the
Before
sale?
we go on, I want to hear the rest
Okay.
of this, though. I feel like a dirtbag if I do this. I don't want to manipulate people. You know, I want merit.
But a lot of people are taught just to win. You
No,
know?
I know, but I'm saying, are is there isn't it nefarious to use the skill set? Isn't it unethical?
I feel like it is, because once you find out that it's happening, it's you feel like it's cheating. What's so great about Darren Brown is he's very upfront, like, hey, this isn't magic. I'm just doing a trained thing. Kind of he'll pause and disclaim like mid thing, and then like keep
Yeah,
going.
because he found a niche. Because he found like, oh, people don't like being lied to. I just tell them exactly how I'm doing.
But he
Well, no. He doesn't unveil how he's doing it. He's just saying that it's being done.
And
No,
he-
because he does though, because they play that. I'm sorry, this is a bad joke. I'm gonna bail on this joke. There's a Will Smith movie where they play the Rolling Stones.
Please
Never
allow
mind.
me to introduce
Yeah.
myself.
But disregard any of this. It's a Will Smith con man movie, and it's hilarious how they con people. But it's using what you're talking about in a very impractical
But
way.
he does this thing where I forget the
There's a Will Smith
specific
mentalist
wording,
movie?
but he
It's not mentalism. I'm sorry, Willie. He's like a con man, and he uses mentalism to con these people.
Focus,
And
apparently.
part of it is woo 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 woo, right? That means 5 in Chinese. The guy he's conning is Chinese, so he's betting on the 5 horse because they've been pumping woo woo into his head. So subliminally, he's like, "Oh, that's 5, so I'm gonna bet for the 5 horse." And it's all very hard to believe as an audience member, because they're because it's hard to believe that any mentalist can do any of this stuff, right? Like anytime you watch, what was it, John Edwards or whatever, you're like, well, this is staged. Even this, what's his name, Dan Brown, not Dan Brown,
Darren Brown.
Darren
yeah,
Brown.
Darren Brown. Even him, like you watch the stuff and you're like, well, this can't be real. That person would not have jumped off that ledge. But it's real, and I don't like the weaponization of it, I guess.
That's what I was wondering. Was about like I guess to me I feel it just feels like, whoa, how often is this happening? Like, how have I been manipulated and not known it?
On every level, because my quickest parallel is like, holy shit, man, when he got that guy to shoot someone and then he didn't remember doing it, like Sirhan, who killed Robert Kennedy, like he doesn't remember it happening. He remembers the target coming up, and he remembers a woman in a polka dotted dress pinching him. And this guy that they did, he remembered the target coming up too, and he didn't remember it happening. And there's so many parallels, and I'm like, oh gosh.
But it's hard. But it's hard because I haven't seen it. So like, so what happens in this one that you guys are talking about?
Let me. There's tons of examples like on YouTube, but the one that I remember specifically was he had the guy from Shaun of the Dead, not the fat one, but the skinny one. This is a wallet. So
Simon Pegg.
He gets Simon Pegg to write down what he wants for Christmas, or what he wants for Christmas, put it in his wallet, and then he goes in, and then he's like, "Hey man, I got you a gift. Whatever you wrote down on that piece of paper. It's in this gift that's right over here." So
Are you
Simon,
going to tell us how he did that? Because
he does. And so he starts to just talk with him, and then he gets Simon Pegg to confess that he wanted a bike. He opens the gift, and it's a bike. Then, or wait. I'm sorry.
Xbox.
Correction. Oh, so you've seen this one. He gets him to. I'm sorry. Xbox is in the gift, so he opens the gift, and it's an Xbox. But what he had actually written down was bike. But he got him to think that he wanted an Xbox just in the conversation in the room through certain use of words and taps. Taps like on his wrist and his finger as sort of signal cues within whatever this, it's like it's an edit down.
wait, he tapped on Simon Pegg? Like he tapped on him?
Like I think his finger, his hand, or whatever, and then they show it happening. And then even Simon Pegg goes back to what he had written down in his wallet, and he's like, I thought for sure I wrote Xbox, but it says bike, because that's what he had actually written. But he made Simon Pegg even
changed his mind and changed his memory.
What?
Okay, within the short duration, and then they replay the video, and he shows him it's certain wordplay, like he said a word slurredly.
Bicycle.
No. Well, it's like he kept using X words. He's like, hey, let's examine
Xylophone.
This box. Your dad's name, Xavier, right? Or like he kept like just conversationally, and it's when they play it back, it's like, wow, those are the tricks used to do this, or those are that's the skill set applied.
So let's set aside Hollywood editing and assume that this happen the way that they're portraying it to us, right?
Well, they in the editing, they clearly cut it down. Who
Well,
knows
hold on,
how-
hold
course,
on.
of course, of
Here's
course.
wait. The side thing is this: the 1952 Hypnotism Act says that you can't broadcast the process in case people get hypnotized at home and can't get out of it. That fucking blows my mind. But go on. So they won't show you
Wait.
it ever.
That's so stupid. So politicians in the 50s thought that we could all get
No, I think
what's it called?
Hypnotized.
Hypnotized.
I guess okay. I guess there's more power the most power is in person and the ability to touch. But and then you start to slowly lose those powers as you go back. Like if you just go like right now with sight and sound, you only have so much power, and then on the phone with just sound, you only have so much power. And so like your manipulation skill set like lessens drastically, but the highest like level of manipulation can. So you watched that Darren Brown thing with
I've seen a lot of them over the years, and but yeah, and so here's my other thing too. As soon as Chris Angel came out, wait, no, David Blaine. I remembered watching the first David Blaine special, and I remembered he got somebody to pick a card.
Jesus, how old are you?
And I picked the same card, and I was like, oh fuck, this guy didn't pick the card. Like David Blaine picked the card for him, and it got me.
That's one of those math
too.
things, right? Where you pick the card. Like, isn't that dude, I don't understand any of this, but isn't that a math thing in some way?
I think that he was flashing the cards, and then somehow there was a pause that was like, we all.
But I don't understand. Okay, so yeah, I've heard that too. You flip through the cards, and one of them stays a little bit longer than the rest. But I'm a contrarian. I would never pick that one card that I saw. I just wouldn't.
And I did. And then the trick was somebody from inside the store throws it onto the window. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But how did I pick the same card?
So but you fell for the trick. And I'm wondering, listen, whatever. It feels like Clayton has more to say about this.
Yeah.
Well, even we're doing great. In fact, of the skill sets that they have,
well, and we should also say, if you haven't listened to the show before, Clayton is a close-up. Well, you're a card trick guy. Are you a close-up?
Yeah, in fact, one of the skill sets, because one of the Darren Brown videos, it talks about. You're right. I'm a card counter, and so basically, card counting seems impressive until you practice and then realize like, oh, okay, it's just this thing, and that's what
plus ones, right? Plus ones,
yeah,
negative ones,
plus and minus one, and a little bit of math. It's just a lot going on up here.
Right.
And therefore, I know when Darren Brown is doing his memorization, it's just a lot going on up here. And even
it's a process.
Yeah, because like what they would do is they would flash a whole bunch of cards and then like, okay, which one's left or whatever. And it was like even some of the tricks that Darren Brown where it's like you remove an item in the room until there's only one item left and you know the card that's associated with it, you know which card is left. You could do it that way. And I've also seen or heard of another tactic where there was a guy that knew the guy just like shows all the cards and then is like, okay, what's the last one left? And it's just random, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And got him to, and basically that guy used a mathematical formula where he just assigned a number from every card and he would just minus from just one value until finally
it's like the last card. So he did algebra kind of.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, it's 36. So that's Queen of Hearts. He's like, what's this card? He's like, Queen of Hearts. And that's just like pure math. But that's just a whole bunch of like arithmetic.
X minus the Queen of Hearts means that it's whatever. Fucking divided by all that.
That's
shit.
just math. But that's wildly impressive just to be able to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like these mind games where I'm like, oh, I kind of want to like convince someone to shoot themselves. But then the work that you would have to put into it to just be able to like pull that off. That's
Like, sure, you might have to be a Rain Man to compartmentalize and keep that process going. But if you're manipulative and possess these capabilities, and in this realm, how does this happen on a level that is beyond us for assassinating people and Manchurian candidates? Like,
well, yeah, let's get to this bottom line here. Like, because this is a lot like reading a self-help book, where you're like, it's all right here, just do it, but it's not that easy to do it.
I know. And
Yeah.
for me, I was wondering, is like, well, is there like a class? Because I took a card counting class and learned to do it. And there's a book called like the 13 Steps to Mentalism. I'm like, okay. And I don't know, maybe I should like look into that and see about like see about my persuasion skills. Another interesting one is I wonder about
wait, did you read the book, or
No,
how
no.
did that go?
Nope, I did not read it. I need to do that.
right? Shouldn't we all read this to get jobs?
Yeah, can I read it?
Yeah.
What's it, I want to do that because
You get-
because
because
here's what I
imagine-
think, and this goes back to
me-
the simulation theory, though.
It's Simon
Wha-
Pegg. You're tapping. You're pitching your show at Netflix. You say certain words and taps to those guys that are shutting down your idea. Then you sell it in the room anyway. But go ahead. Simulation theory. I'm just, you know what? I'm persuading you. I'm persuading you, Wade.
No, you don't have to persuade me to unlock the secrets of my mind where I can get anyone to do anything I want at a whim. I'm on board with that.
You
It
just don't wanna do the
feels
work?
like a lot of work. I don't remember what I was going to say.
No, simulation theory.
Oh, simulation theory, like it ties into the simulation theory because, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe fuck. Now my head's all fucked up because I'm thinking like, oh, to get people to change their will, that seems a lot like I'm tapping into some code where they'll change their will based on the code that I'm inputting, which is my words, right? But it's all a trick, so that doesn't
But wait.
mean anything. It's just a
Time out.
trick.
Right.
In your simulation theory, is everyone an individual person, or is it just you and everyone else is an NPC?
No. It's everyone. It's everyone. And in my simulation theory, here's what I think. We all signed up to play a video game. We're playing it on different levels. That's why, like, when someone's not talented and now they're like the biggest star in the world, it's like, oh, they're playing it on easy. I don't need to be jealous. They're playing on easy. I must have set mine to hard. I don't know. I can't get anything going. I must be playing the very, very difficult level. And it keeps me sane a little bit.
Who's on the easiest level?
I mean,
I would say George Bush,
Jimmy
Jr.
Kimmel. No, not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's paid his dues. I would say Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. You want to do politics? I don't want to do politics because, like,
It's less fun. Go on. I just
it's less fun, but it's also like,
Imagine if you were a mentalist politician.
Well, that's why has that not been tapped into? Why has there not been?
Maybe it has and we don't know it.
But if you're looking at Donald Brown or whatever the fuck his name is,
Darren Brown,
and he's like tapping on people, you can't do that as a politician. You can't like go around and tap on every single person.
You're right, and that is the most like impactful way to do it. But you can, when it comes to broadcast, you can at least use the powers of sight and sound, just the tools and skills of what is available to you. So you can use slurred wordplay on a group of people during like election speeches or even debates. Word choice, specifically,
I would say
weaponized word choice.
Schwarzenegger is probably playing it on the easiest. He like like he doesn't even like deliver lines the way you're
Dude,
the
no,
way a
no.
sentence.
Okay. You've definitely not watched his Netflix show because that motherfucker worked very hard to get where he is.
Come on, you gotta he's coming all the time because he's pumping weights. Are you
What
pumping
killed the dinosaurs? The
Yeah.
Ice Age.
He doesn't need to jerk off in the shower with $20 face lotion.
I just like
just to have
he's
this come
the
full circle,
last
guys.
candidate I would choose
Yeah.
for an easy life. I mean, I feel like he really, really fucking tried. But here's my question though. If you think if you think any of this, if you think this is real, and that you could be manipulated at any time by someone who knows these parlor tricks, does that change your perception of life? Like, do you then go like, oh, I'm on an uneven playing field and now I need to become even more of a bloodthirsty killer to like get to where this guy is? Does that I skewed a little at the end, but does that make sense?
Like clearly there's mentalists out there and they are doing better than I am with their mentalist skills.
And you know the mentalist skills, so like why don't you just learn them?
Mm-hmm. So we
but what do you think about the ethics of that?
Yeah, I know. Ethically, it seems really bad. It depends. So here's the deal. If you feel like whatever it is you want to do with it is like the greater good, then theoretically, well, yeah, it's like bad ethics to do something good. Yeah, I don't know. That's the
Are we all just NPCs and the only people who figured it out are these mentalists?
mentalists?
When I picture these people like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, Bernie Madoff, Elon Musk, all in the same boat of like
The most
like
powerful people in the world.
you definitely have this level of manipulation. I don't want to say they're all mentalists, but like their manipulation tactics, like
Well, but and I understand that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I would just say that's generational wealth that goes back. Like if you have money, you don't even need to play these games, right? You could just pay for any of it.
yeah.
I'm wondering how those people got money. The ones without oil, the ones without fucking diamond mines. That's a good question, actually. Has there been a person, Hitler, I guess? Hitler came from
Right. Yeah. I
the
think that's a
streets,
good.
yeah. And then sort of like manipulated himself into this like powerful figure.
Oh yeah, maybe there's mentalist tactics there.
I mean, it has to be like his speeches, right? Like his speeches, I don't speak German, but you hear them and you're like, this is terrifying. It's sending,
Dude,
but
the
I don't know if that's
swastika
just the
was
German
like a
language.
peace symbol from like thousands of years.
It's a
And then
Buddhist,
it's
I
just you
mean,
can't just use it anymore. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like that symbol probably
we're taking it back. You can
reaches
still
into
use
our
it.
mental.
There's a lot of Koreans with the swastika. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. If you see an Asian with a swastika, please don't think they're a white supremacist.
I'm getting the tattoo then. I'm taking it back.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, but get the 7 version because the 7 version is good luck. The swastika, the swastika is the backwards version of the good version.
Yeah,
right?
it is backwards. Yes.
God damn it. I mean, Clayton, it feels like you have a lot more to say, but we need to
because we basically I think it's cold reading that we did. But we didn't
wait. He's saying he's right though. Like I would say,
well,
whether
we just have
talked
to
about it or not.
Up.
Like give us a summary of your thoughts of all this stuff.
I guess for me it was sort of illuminating that, and I said this earlier, but I'll just reprise this, where it was almost terrifying to me to realize that these skill sets exist. And it made me think back even on the entirety of my life have I been manipulated and not known it by these people that are aware of these skill sets? And then also, what instances are they being used? I mean, that includes like potentially me. It's like, hey, should I don't vote, but you know what I mean? Imagine like, oh yeah, I was inspired to vote for so-and-so because they were maybe using some of these skills or whatever.
Hang on. You don't vote?
Yeah, like I should. Honestly, I should. Okay, you want
Is this a standpoint? Like, why don't you vote? Why don't you
because
vote?
you ready for this? Since I'm such like an unbeliever type guy, I never know what the truth is. Meaning,
So you just abstain? You just let other people control?
yeah, and yeah, I guess the other thing is I'm very much an adapter because even this card counting skill that we're talking about, it was like I went to
Yeah.
college, got into debt, 50K for filmmaking school, and then I could never get that paid off because I had to pay for it all myself. I could never get that paid off with like my filmmaking skill set,
Job,
but
with just a job.
yeah, with just filmmaking jobs. So I was like, okay, well then I adapted and learned how to count cards, then got college paid off, and that was the huge portion of what that was the whole point of even doing that. So I don't even do it anymore.
But couldn't you keep doing it and make a lot of money?
I could, but for me, I was like, okay, this takes away from filmmaking, which is what I actually want to do. And it's like that skills. I know you could argue like, hey man, you could just like go count
but
cards
dude,
and make a bunch of money,
keep
and then
going.
you make your movie. And then I'm like, no, I could be making my movie right now,
With no money.
because filmmaking theoretically doesn't
It's
really
a
need it.
chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah, well, it's because I would rather like spend the miles and put the energy because like Robert Rodriguez. And in fact, I think I started to count cards and then I saw Rodriguez reprise his show where it was like it was called was it Filmmakers Without a Crew? And then I saw everybody trying to make a feature for I think $5,000 and I was like, dude, I have that like several times over right now. In fact, I even still do. So what the fuck is my excuse? I've got lights, I've got cameras, I've got action. You guys made your film. I have the budget for your guys' fucking film right now several times over, and I haven't done it. So you're just talking to a lazy motherfucker.
Is
That
it that you're lazy, or is it that you don't have confidence in your idea?
I think I probably both. Both.
I would say if you believe in the simulation and Christianity, if you're what money is nothing in these realms, right? When you think about it.
And money's nothing for filmmaking. Or well, like $5,000. We've all got that right now. Let's do it.
I don't know that we all have it. I mean, the strikes happen. I'm very low on funds at this time. I'm doing data
out of
entry
my
right
retirement.
now. Luckily, I got some real estate. But listen. We should wrap this up. But
Let's
I want
wrap
to keep
it up.
talking. I think we should keep talking about this, and then we'll see where it goes on the bonus episode. If you want to listen to that, go to patreon.com/RealLifeSciFi. Sign up for any of the levels. If you're a friend of Charquan, we'll read your name at the beginning as a producer. And when the inevitable narratization movie comes out about this podcast, you will be a producer on it. I guarantee that. Someone's going to do it, and your $8 a month will be in there. I'm sorry, I don't know how to. So Willie, Clayton, I mean, you already prompted Clayton with his summarization. What do you have to say?
I think that the way that our society has been built from a long time ago has afforded people with these abilities to manipulate, exploit the opportunity to become powerful. And I'm so happy that it has become this magical thing now that we can look at and be like, oh shit, man, like this is happening on a very dangerous level. Secret military, politics, and I do believe in Manchurian candidates, and that will always be proven to not be real by the people that are doing it. And I'm just like, you know what? You can either expose them or you can learn the abilities and get your own.
Or you can join them.
I know that there's more options than that, but I'm like, oh fuck, man. Like, even from a business standpoint of your life, and your life is a business, we should all be working harder to not manipulate, that's terrible, but we should all be better at the business side of all of our lives. And shit, man, damn it.
Yeah, except for the people who are really good at it. And you should take a step back and be like, maybe not. Maybe I don't need everything, you know? If you're a guy who makes billions of dollars, maybe at one point you go, this is enough. This is enough.
Let me save one other person.
Maybe you can manipulate them to think it's enough.
God damn it. If I had access to Elon Musk, I swear I could fucking manipulate the shit out of that guy.
I would have
all you got to do
Willy
is
Wonka,
appeal to his ego.
have a Willy Wonka competition, just because you're rich, and you can have someone else be rich also. It's like, it's not my candy factory. It's like, here's my.
It's a very sadistic idea.
You can have $1 million.
I dread the day that Willie has enough money where he's making people his pawns to get $1 million.
That's not what I want to do. I want that to happen to me, where it's like just a billionaire being like, oh, you earned $1 million. Off with your life.
Off with your life. That's bad.
I never want to see you again. Enjoy your car and
it's good. It's good. So you don't mean off with my head as in off with my. You don't mean off with my life as in off with my head. You just mean go away.
I saved you. You can thank me by enjoying your McLaren.
We should all have McLarens and Aston Martins. Ashton Kutcher Martins.
Like, oh, I could have like had a regular life, but I just bought a car.
It's fine. The resale value goes up, I think. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Clayton Root. Plugs, Twitter, anything?
No, not right now. Just I don't know.
Just stay tuned for the Patreon
coming.
episode where we get even deeper.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to keep talking about that. I kind of want to, but we'll see what we talk about.
Yeah.
So go to patreon.com/RealLifeSciFi. See what we talk about. It's a mystery for all. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. And remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you.
Real life sci-fi.